This is a view from looking east from Swenson Boulevard, and we'll go a little further down the trail and show you where we're going to actually start in a few minutes. There's a slow moving turtle that I noticed in the water. Not moving too fast, but he's getting there. This is a portion a little further east where, believe it or not, someone had released some koi fish, the brightly colored fish that you see in usually in displays around stores and things like that. But I haven't seen them for a year or so. They may have died out. I'm not sure. This is a little side trail that's not part of the official trail, but it's nice, shady, and kind of quiet, so it's a nice little place to walk when you want to get away from the main trail. We're almost to the Veterans Memorial at the park, where I actually intended to start this video showing you the eastern side of the Central Trail, but I wanted to show you these little pieces that I had missed earlier. So let's check out the Veterans. Well, a fine good morning to you. I'm starting out today at the Veterans Memorial here in Galeeland Park, Pflugerville, Texas. It's January 30th, 2022. And it's kind of where I left off on my first video. So we'll start here and head on the Pflugerville Hike and Bike Trail. Nice pavilion directly across from the Veterans Little Memorial here at Galeeland Park. Headed east toward the pool. Well, here's another tree story. Possibly one of the oldest trees in the area. Park staff a couple years ago told me that they had done a test on it and estimated it was, I think, 300 or more years old, possibly. So it's an old tree. It's a gorgeous tree right next to the Galeeland Park pool. By the way, this tree is a pecan tree, so it does produce pecans each year. And as you can see, in the springtime and summer, it's gorgeous with all the leaves. It's kind of dormant right now in the wintertime. It's a gorgeous pool in Galeeland Park. I think they plan to upgrade it soon, so that'll be nice. But a lot of swimming activities in the summertime here. This next tree, we call it the grandbaby tree because, as you can see by the limbs, it's a perfect tree that you can sit your grandbabies on and take a really nice picture of them. Located just east of the pool. Yes, I have a story about this underbridge underpass where the trail goes here. One day I was out walking about a year ago and there was this huge thunderstorm, rainstorm, thunder and lightning came up. And I was right about here. It started pouring down rain really hard. So I decided to take cover underneath the bridge. And I did that for about 30 minutes. The water was rising pretty fast. So I decided it was time to come back this way and head back home to find different cover. So water came gushing out of that little orifice there. And as I walked by, a raccoon tried to escape. But the raccoon saw me and ran back in. Scared the heck out of me. But anyway, I hope the raccoon survived. But I went on about my business. This is the Railroad Avenue Bridge. Oh yeah, here's the multi-million-dollar house that nobody knows who owns. I have no idea, but it's a gorgeous house just right along the Myrtle Pflugerville Greenbelt track. This is the Pflugerville hidden version of Niagara Falls. Quite a bit smaller, but still a gorgeous little spot on the hike and bike trail. And just above the falls, nice scenic little view here. We got a couple guys fishing right here. We're sitting on a pretty high little bluff over the creek. But it's a pretty area. And they said they have caught some fish. Who knows? Well, that's the scariest part of my whole walk this morning so far. I saw that stick from a distance. It looked just like a cobra. I'm glad it ain't. Got a little dam here on the creek. There's a lot of houses on the other side that back up to the greenbelt. We're coming up on the Methodist Church here off of Pecan Street, the back part of the Methodist Church, but I just met a new friend named Helmut who just moved to Pflugerville from Columbia. So good to see more friends moving here. Well, if you can't tell, it's afternoon now. There's another nice little waterfall. Leland Creek. This is a little hike and bike trail. A little drainage spot across the street. Nice, quiet, shady area. And we'll be hanging a left to head on over to Bowles Park and Playground eventually. Got quite a bit of traffic noise here in this spot because we're walking right along Pecan Street, coming to the intersection with Farmington Market Road 685. Well, while we're not quite there yet, there's the Bowles Park sign. This is kind of along the green belt, and then a few minutes up we'll come to Bowles Park where the playground and soccer fields and such are. It's actually close to the Pflugerville City Recreation Department's building. So as you can see, again, a lot of trees along the creek bed. Luckily this time of year you won't see too many snakes. So to give you an idea of how urban this park really is in some parts, you got the O'Reilly's Parts Store, NTB store, and HEB grocery store, and they've added this little loop to get back to the main road. There's HEB grocery store over there, gas station. So again, a lot of the park is in a very urban setting, but many of the neighborhoods have the creeks that flow through them and lots of trees and such. So it's a great place to live, like I said before. One thing you probably noticed, which is kind of a sad testament to society and our ecology, is that even though they've cleaned these creeks fairly recently, a lot of plastic grocery bags and plastic containers that just seem to end up in the creek. Sure would be nice if we could get rid of those someday. Getting very close to the Bowles Creek playground and picnic tables and such, soccer fields. Not a big part of the park, but it's a nice quiet little park for kids to play and toddlers to play on the playground equipment and such. And we have a little picnic table, so that looks like a good spot for me to stop and take a drink. So as I mentioned earlier, well, we got a plane flying over right now. I don't know if you can hear me. We do have what's called the Austin Executive Airport, located just beyond this flight path. And we're right here at the Bowles Park Playground. I'm not going to film any kiddies playing because that wouldn't be appropriate. But there are a few kids playing today. And like I said earlier, made a couple friends on the trail already today. First couple was visiting from Nebraska, looking how to figure out how to get around on the trail. And then ran into Helmut, who just moved here recently from Columbia, retired engineer, and made Pflugerville his home. And then also talked with a Dell engineer who retired, went back to work, and we had a good story about all of our IT exploits in the past. So we're here at Bowles Park right now, and I'll be turning around and going back west. This is kind of the east end of the main part of the park, but you can continue on to what's called the County Metropolitan Park, so I'll show that to you a little later. Well, I couldn't resist this spot. It's got a very nice visual of the water flowing over some rocks. Give you a little time to listen to the babbling brook. An interesting story from the old Pflugerville bottling works. Well, since I'm headed back west on the Hiking Barrel Trail, here's a view of the mystery bazillion dollar house that sits along the trail. Of course, it's only a mystery to me. I'm sure other people know who lives there. None of my business, to tell you the truth, but gorgeous house. Well, I'm going to end today's video while I'm walking in a shady part on the side trail here. I'll have to duck to go under this limb, but there's these little side trails that are kind of unofficially made trails that skirt around different parts of the official trail. This one's close to the volleyball court. So until next time, best wishes for a 2022. Click on subscribe if you want, and either like or dislike, whatever you have the urge to do. Take care.